Welcome to another brand new episode of NFL Picks Are In. My name is Zach, and once again, I'm joined by my co-host, Ryan Barbieri.
How you doing, Z?
Doing good, my dude. Okay, week 3. Let's do it. Let's just get into it straight away. No chit-chat. Screw that stuff. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, because I want to get into this amazing game right here. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Thursday nights. Pack the kids away. This is going to be a banger. Cleveland favored by 5.5 points.
Just another absolute banger of a Thursday, hey? Just like Thursdays just are the peak of football.
Yeah.
So we're continuing that trend, so that's awesome. So, but honestly, Steelers, QB in shambles. Watt's done. It's like they got really nothing going on. Lost to the Patriots, not good. So as we're sticking with the theme, they're the worst team of the bunch, so they're losing. Golden Browns.
Yeah, this seems like pretty like lock in the Browns. I don't really have any faith in Pittsburgh. Cleveland's starting to show some life. You know, they've kind of solidified themselves as a mid-tier team. So that's pretty good for them. Like
that's really good for them.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Sunday, we got Las Vegas Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. Raiders favored by 2.5 points. Tennessee coming off a bad loss on Monday night.
Tannehill, not that good, as we all know. He's like fine, but not that good. Henry looks like he's just worn out. Looks like it's over for him. It's like the running backs have like 2 to 3 years, and that's kind of it. So I think Tennessee, I don't think they're going to be that good. I think they'll be fine, but not that good. And I'm going to let the Raiders burn me one more time. Let's sign up for it, shall we?
No, I think Raiders always got that fire. And Tennessee, I mean, they're obviously coming off a really bad loss on Monday against Buffalo. Also a bit of a shorter week, but less time for coach to yell at Tannehill. Tannehill getting pulled, man, like he was not looking good that game.
No.
So I feel pretty good against with Vegas here. Like that seems like even a spread. That's a low spread for me. Like I would take that all day. So
yeah, if the Raiders lose this, I'm not picking them again for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. This is a good litmus test here. So watch this game closely. Okay, next game we got Cincinnati at the Jets. Cincinnati favored by 4.5 points.
Since he's in like the Raiders camp with me here, just let me down once again. But I mean, Jets look a little feisty. You know what I mean? A little feisty. I don't know if I can pick them yet, but I think that line is a little too generous.
I don't know. It's early. Jets coming off that squeaked in that win with a huge comeback this week. So obviously they're feeling good. 1-1. Ooh, Jets 1-1. 50%, a 500 record. When was the last time the Jets had that? It's like
a miracle,
feeling
really
good. Like 4 or 5 years, I'm sure. But Cincinnati 0-2. Who would have thought? I think you did say early on the Super Bowl hangover. They're definitely feeling it. Joe Burrow, what do you have, like 5 interceptions or something?
It's just not good. It's just not good. So anyway,
you're picking Cincy, or
I'm gonna go Cincy. But if they don't win this game, not picking them for 6 weeks.
Yeah, Cincinnati's definitely on that downward trend. Sell. I'd be selling a little bit, but I want to hold on. Like, I want to believe sell. I want to buy at the dip.
Right. Yeah. If they lose, I'm selling the low, and I'm just sell. It's over.
Take your losses. I'm gonna lock in Cincinnati as well, just because I hate the Jets. The Jets will have to win they'll have to be like 6-1 for me to be like, okay, maybe the Jets have something here. Maybe we could pick them. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe at 6-1, maybe they could against like Houston or something. I was like, okay, I'll take them. Yeah. Okay, double Cincy, lock it in. Next game, Buffalo at Miami. Both teams 2-2. Who would have thunk it? And Buffalo favored by 5.5 points. I want to hear how you're feeling about Tua in Miami.
Well, honestly, couldn't believe the score when I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Ravens, they're not that great." But I think Tua will struggle. But yeah, like maybe it's the Tyreek Hill, man. Maybe he's the quarterback guru. You know what I mean? It's just like unbelievable performance him and Waddle. But yeah, man, like hats off to them. We'll see what happens. Like I'm not gonna buy it until I see it. I don't know until if it keeps going like this till week 8, then yeah, maybe I buy some. But gonna go Bills. They just look so good, right?
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna pick Bills here. Although an upset, Miami win here.
Oh, I don't want to
That
hear it.
changes, but that change the narrative starts to change drastically, right? Like so far, Tua has been getting so much like crap, and then like Herbert, Joe Burrow, like they're having these horrible games. It's like, oh, they're just off game, and like Tua, amazing stats, and it's like guy's a fake, the god's a fraud. So
If they win, and Tua stock takes off, I'm loading up for the Big Short 2.0.
right, I can see that as well. They just like are in the playoffs, and then last couple weeks last like 4 or 5 weeks just tank. That would be like true Miami fashion. So I'm in for it. But yeah, I'm locking in Buffalo. Like Buffalo is just running wild here. Like undisputed, like power rank 1. Like KC's up there, but I don't know. I like Buffalo. You like that or no?
Oh yeah, of course I'm going Buffalo.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know with your silence. I was like, is this crazy? But yeah. No, but do you think they're power ranked? Like, what would you put them like? How high?
Buffalo, they're 1 and 2, obviously with KC. I think I have to go Buffalo right now, number 1. I can't believe I'm saying this, but honestly though, like Mahomes, we said the baby's 1 year in, right? So I kind of I take that back actually. Screw that. Give me KC. If it's a one game like AFC title, I'm going with KC.
All right. Cool. Okay, Philly at Washington. Philly coming with the favorite by 7.5 points.
Philly's looking good. They look all right.
I was surprised by that game against Minnesota. I definitely did not think Minnesota would look so crap and the Eagles would look so good.
Yeah, Minnesota looked good week 1, but I mean it's the ultimate Kirk Cousins team, right? Just the Kirk Cousins curse. Yeah. It's like he's too good to like just like cut him, but he's not good enough to like ever be good enough to get you to the Super Bowl. So they're screwed for the next few years. Fun, but yeah, commies they aren't good either. So no thanks. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm locking Eagles too. Seems like a safe bet there. But I think Washington will put up a little bit of fight. But I mean, 7.5 points is pretty big. Yeah, touchdown. Seems about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. KC at Indy. KC favored by 6.5 points.
That's too low. I mean, Indy's biggest, like, I didn't think they're going to be that good, but I thought they'd be better than what they've shown. Like, I thought Matt Ryan had a bit of juice, had some juice left in him, but turns out no, just dust. So they suck. KC, number 1 in the power rankings, man. Give me him. Sign me up.
Yeah, Indy getting blown out by Jacksonville, 24-0. Does that make you feel better about Jacksonville or worse about Indy when you see that line?
Oh, worse about Indy, for sure.
Like in Indy, the Colts lost that game. Jacksonville didn't win that game, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the Jacksonville's like a bit frisky. I'll give them that. They've been looking pretty frisky first 2 weeks, but yeah, it's just a total fate of the Colts. Like, don't trust them whatsoever, and I'm not going to start doing that anytime soon.
All right, fair. I like it. Okay, next game, Houston at Chicago. Chicago favored by 2.5 points.
These teams both not great. Texans though, signs of something. Same with this game is so gross. Both these teams could lose this game pretty easily. Like they will lose it for themselves without really trying to win the game, which is like awesome. So it's really hard to pick one who's going to win because I don't think either of these teams are going to win this game. I think one of these teams is going to lose this game, and that's always really tough to choose, right? I'm going to go Bears. They're home. They're favored. They put up a decent fight week 1. Week 2, not as good. But Texans, no, thank you. You lost to Russ. You lost to Let's Ride. That's not just no thanks.
Yeah, I agree that I'm still a little bit believer. I had a pretty hot take with the Bears last week. It was wrong. I'll admit it. I was wrong once. It happens once in a while, but I'm still feel pretty good about Chicago. Like I won a little bit, and Houston, yeah, don't give me none of that. So I like Chicago. I like the Bears here. Gonna lock it in. I'm hoping to see some fire from them. I'll give them like 1 or 2 more weeks for me to see something. So
okay,
New Orleans at Carolina. New Orleans favored by 3.5 points.
This is Topsy. What do you got?
Okay, well, let me talk about New Orleans a little bit. Last week they played Tampa Bay, lost 20-10. You know what? That's to be expected. That was like right on the expected line. Tampa Bay's pretty good. New Orleans, they got a lot of moving pieces. But Carolina, the Panthers, they lost to the Giants 16-19. That's rough. Like, and so I want to like Carolina. Like, they're always that team that kind of has not the right pieces, but maybe they can pull something together. A little bit of soft spot in my heart. I feel like if I was at the beginning of the year, New Orleans, I thought they'd be trash. Just like they lost a bunch of pieces and they don't seem like they added anything. Like they're still trying to play like a team from 5 years ago or 3 years ago, to be generous. But Carolina's made some moves, obviously. But seeing that performance from Carolina last week, that definitely brought them down in my books. So I'm definitely leaning with chalk here. Could I see an upset? For sure. I'm tempted, but I've done pretty bad picking these past 2 weeks, so I'm okay just kind of staying chalk here. So I'm locking in New Orleans.
Yeah, try to stay with the pack. I feel you there.
Yeah.
Panthers, they lost last game, but not in the fashion I thought they would. I thought Saquon would just kind of take over the game, run all over. I don't think that quite happened. So that's not good for the Panthers. They lost another way. Saints though only putting up 10 points. I know Bucks defense looks decent, but at the same time, is the Cowboys offense with Dak just inept and the Giants offense just inept? So I don't know. We'll see here, but give me the Saints. I don't like it, but I'm like you. I want to go chalk here.
Okay. Next game we got Baltimore at New England. Baltimore at New England. Baltimore Ravens favored by 3.5 points.
What do you got, Z?
Well, Patriots got to win. You were so pessimistic.
I know, but barely against an awful Steelers team.
Right. Hey, that last game really just walked the line between winning and losing. That's from Django Unchained.
Nice.
No, I think Baltimore lost, but against the amazing Dolphins. This is the narrative that I see. The Finns are fantastic. Baltimore had a close game, so Baltimore's still good. New England's okay. So I like Baltimore here. Feel pretty confident about it. I think,
what?
I don't know. Anyways, just Lamar Jackson's been pretty. I think overall his career can be considered as disappointing, right?
Yeah.
So far,
I mean, I mean, he's had a down year last year, and his rise was great, and then everyone kind of figured it out. And then this is kind of like these next, I think, 2 to 3 years are going to define his career
Right.
because he had the great rise, struggled a bit, and now this is it. Can he put up here, or are you going to fade away? We'll find out.
Yeah.
But anyway, Patriots are slow. They're unorganized. They're just mistake ridden. Don't like it. Max like not great. No what expensive wide receivers that suck. It's just a gong show all around. So total fade of the Pats. Baltimore, I think they'll win probably no problem.
All right. Next game, we got Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota favored by 5.5 points here.
I kind of want to go Detroit.
I really want to go Detroit.
I don't want to overreact to week one or to 1 week, but Detroit's been putting up points past couple of weeks. I mean, yeah, against not the best teams, but they've been successful on the offensive side of the ball. And Kirk Cousins, maybe it's just one of those, he'll just have one of those games. That's just, disappointing all around. I'm not solid on it, but let me hear what you have.
I feel like it is not an overreaction because Detroit has been putting up, like I said, good points. Philly first week. They came with a win last week. And Minnesota, to me, it's not overreaction for 1 week. It's both weeks. We've seen a trend for the first 2 weeks of how we've seen these teams go. I feel like Detroit should be favored here. Like, to me, this is a no-brainer. Like,
Whoa.
I feel good. I feel good about Detroit locking it in.
Oh, that makes you want to fade it. That's a tough one, Z. I'm gonna fade it. I'm gonna fade you. I'm gonna do the counter indicator. So I'm gonna go Vikings.
The Vikings. I mean, yeah. It's like that's probably the most disappointing game of the week last week. Seeing Minnesota against Philly. Like, I mean, they gotta bounce back a little bit for sure. But Jared and the boys slang footballs. Honestly, you can't deny it. He slangs. Dude. Okay, next game, we got Jacksonville at Chargers. Chargers favored by 7.5 points. Golly gee, that's a big line.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Chargers, they had the game against the Chiefs, right? They could have won it. Could have definitely had a chance to put it away. And, let's just say mistakes were made. That's fine. It happens. But, like, at some point, it's just a part of your DNA, which is like, oh, that's a very Chargers thing to do, like, once again. So don't love that. But I'm going to give them a chance. I can't go Jacksonville here, although coming off a good win. But they're going to have to prove it against the Chargers. So that actually might be a good game.
Yeah, I am tempted to take the Jacksonville here. But what I will say is that sorry, technical issue. I am tempted to take Jacksonville here, but if Jacksonville did win and I lose, that's not something that I feel disappointed about. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm wrong about it, I'm okay to be wrong about that. So, Chargers is a safe bet here. If Jacksonville wins here, then we'll start to make some crazy decisions. But yeah, safe bet and the smart bet, Chargers, gotta lock it in.
Love it.
But if you're crazy and you maybe want to make some money, I wouldn't be mad if you took took that line. So
I would say make money.
if you want to gamble hard, if you're a betting person, then go for it. Okay, Green Bay at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay favored by 2.5 points.
Yeah, not loving Tampa Bay this year. 2-0, but Brady, again, like I said at the beginning of the year, he's getting up there in age. Again, they say that every week. but not loving this whole separation divorce narrative that's been coming up. You seen that? It's like
No,
leaving.
not really. Can
He's
you?
like sleeping in different houses than Giselle. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I
they're
seen a
going through
little
some
bit.
stuff, right? So it's like he's a family guy. It's probably weighing on him a lot. He's stressed, and it's just team is fine. And I think I think without Mike Evans, is that correct? This game,
Uh,
not sure.
we'll get reporting on it.
But regardless, I think this game is going to be not that interesting. I think it'll be like 17-14. It'll be close. I'm going to put my faith in the Bucks defense. They've just been so solid this year so far. Granted, not the best competition, but Aaron Rodgers old, but also like his like receiver core all not all new, but like no more number one receiver, no like the guy, right? So kind of a mess there. So I don't like that matchup straight up, like that offense versus that defense. I'm gonna pick Bucks defense, going with that, lock it in.
Yeah, I whenever you see stuff like with Brady, I'm never sure if like people are making that up. Like it's so hard when you see reels or like TikToks or
Right.
stuff like that. Like I saw a couple and I was like, oh, is this a thing or is it just like football meme channels want to like create content so they take anything and everything? So
Right.
that's what I saw some stuff, but I was like, wait, is this a real thing or are people just like elaborating on something little that happened or something? But if you say if the Brady report says that something's up, I trust it.
Yeah, we got source, so it's all good.
Maybe if that's is that why he retired and he's like, oh, I'm not that good of a husband or a dad, so maybe I should go back to like football.
Wow. He's just like with his kids, like I don't know what to do with you.
Right? He's like, I'm gonna go back to work. Like,
He's just ripping balls full strength at his like 12-year-old kid.
right, right.
Oh,
Fun stuff. Yeah, and Mike Evans has got 1 game suspension. So
yeah.
for smashing Lattimore in the face. Um, those guys hate each other, eh? It's fun
Yeah, it's pretty
stuff.
fun. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, Tampa Bay. Yeah, obviously they got the juice. Last week went on a little bit of a Rodgers rant, but yeah, he's got no receivers. Like the guys suck, and I just think he's getting more choked and choked. And before, like last year and the year before, I'd be like pissed off Aaron Rodgers. Gonna be a great game. Now I think it's old pissed off Rodgers, and I think he's just gonna get worse and worse until his ultimate demise. So
Fair.
I'm basically going to keep coming up with new Aaron Rodgers narratives that continue to put in my brain that he sucks and is never going to be good again. I don't
All
think I
right.
can convince myself otherwise. So,
I love that.
yeah. Tampa Bay, I'll lock it in. Okay, LA Rams at Arizona Cardinals. Rams favored by 3.5 points.
Tough one, man. I don't like the Rams this year. And Murray turned it on the last little bit last game to pull out a victory.
He ran a lot. He ran 83 yards in that last 2-point conversion.
Wow.
Is what they
Wow.
clocked it. Like he almost ran
That's
across the whole
crazy.
field. Yeah,
That's
Rams
wild.
aren't giving you much to give them any confidence. I'll say that for
No,
sure.
no. But as like we like to say, divisional game. It's always close.
Mhm.
It's always
Anything can
close.
happen.
But I'm just gonna go Rams for this one. Lock in the favorite. Although Arizona is home, they looked bad week one. They looked bad for the first like 3 quarters. Week two, are just not great. And then I'm just gonna fade that performance the last little bit there. So I want to see it. Although the Rams aren't the best test, I would like to see them beat a division rival, and let's just see what they got.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams here. I'm just going chalk. Did I try to pick with my heart less with the Rams this season? I think I let my emotions get the best of me last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, they did win the Super Bowl, but um, I'm just gonna like try to like. I think I'll have to take the spread more into account So if they're not favored, when it's a close game, I'm going to try to think more objectively. But I see a 3-point spread. That's decent. Well, I'm going to lock it in. So.
All right.
Okay, Atlanta at Seattle. Seattle favored by 1.5 points.
Atlanta, a bit of a dumpster fire, as we're seeing. Mm-hmm. But Seahawks, not good either. I could see Atlanta winning this game. Wouldn't be surprised. I think both teams are it's going to be a tough season. I'm just going to go Seahawks because they're home. That's all there is to it. Again, I think one of these teams will lose this game, and the other team will just lose a little bit less. So that's kind of all it is to it. And I think Seahawks might get a couple extra home field bounces. You never know, that type of thing. So I'm going to go that way.
Yeah, I like Seattle. I think they're pulling them together. It kind of seems like Atlanta is a team that has shaky pieces that is falling apart, and Seattle is a team that has shaky pieces that is kind of figuring out how to put it together. And so I like, the team on the rise. And I feel like Seattle is on the rise. They kind of got the chip on their back. It's we're not going to be good. So they overperform, produce expectations. So I'm liking Seattle. I feel pretty confident about this. Definitely would take over that line.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's a bold statement. I mean, Seattle only put up 7 points last week. And granted, 49ers should be an okay defense. Pretty good defense, I should say. Atlanta put up 27 points. And I think the Seahawks are going to have a hard time scoring is the thing here. I just think they're going to have right. I don't think Geno's going to be able to put up enough points week in and week out to really cover against any teams that can put up points. So if Atlanta going to be able to do that, granted against the Rams, which I think their defense is pretty suspect at this point, you could say. So who knows? But we're going to find out this week. I'm going to, like I said, going to go Seattle, but I would not be surprised if Atlanta wins.
That's true, actually. You made a really good point. Kind of want to pick Falcons now. You kind of persuaded me.
Do it.
All right, I'm going to do it. Screw Seattle. Change my mind. Perfect. I like just being irrational and radical. Our listeners love it. Okay, next Sunday Night Football, San Fran at Denver Broncos. San Fran favored by 1.5 points. Jimmy G's back, baby. He's gonna sling some footballs.
Is. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't remember the exact stat, but the record of Shanahan with Jimmy G versus without Jimmy G, Shanahan has the majority of his wins as an NFL head coach is with Garoppolo in the backfield. Wow. So it's quite a disparity when he's not there. Granted, they haven't had the best quarterbacks around, but even then, it's Jimmy G. He's just good. He's solid, good enough to get you Super Bowl. He's not gonna ball out, but he is good enough to win big games when you need it, especially when you have that good of a roster the 49ers have. This seems like a lot of respect to the Broncos, or just the disrespect for 49ers, this line.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's what I was thinking as well. This seems like a low line. Maybe because Jimmy G isn't the starter and now he's coming back, and the continuation that the Broncos are going to be really great with Russ. I think both those narratives are not true, but those are pretty prominent. So
right.
I don't believe in either of those narratives, but those are kind of what's going on in the ecosphere.
Yeah. Anyway, locking in Niners.
Yeah, me too. Feeling good about that. Okay, Monday night, Dallas at Giants. Giants favored by 2.5 points.
Tough one. Giants favored. I think the narrative is writing itself. It's the Cowboys are going to win a few more games without Dak. It's coming. That's what's going to happen. Everyone's oh my gosh, what is Cowboys better without Dak? And then we're going to have this in 3 weeks. And then Dak is still out, right?
Yeah. He'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want to know if there's some sometimes they're in from pretty quickly after. But anywho, that's a narrative that I see writing. Giants with Danny Dimes in the back, like the guy's a choke, and like I don't trust that with like anything. So, yeah, maybe there's always like Saquon could take over this game. Cowboys lines aren't particularly that great, but this is a narrative play, and I love it. I'm gonna fade the Giants, but they are pretty pesky. They could win this game. They probably will win this game, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
I agree. I'm gonna take the Cowboys as well. Yeah, like you're saying. Dallas put some points. I like that. I think Giants will have like a better season than they did last year. They're like 2-0 already, which is crazy. But there's no way they're not looking good. They're not Danny Dimes, Saquon. Like they got a little bit of juice left in them, but not enough to bring them to the playoffs or anything like that. We're gonna see mid-season just a slow, well, maybe a fast decline. So yeah, I'm locking in Dallas. And then total point spread, we got 39.5. What are you going?
I'm gonna go 36.
Ooh, I'm going over. I think there'll be some points. 44.
Okay, bold move.
Yeah. I think there'll be some points. All right, picks are in. Awesome. Okay, well, just a quick update on our league. Who's who in the zoo leaderboard. We got let me share the screen quickly. All right. Okay, we got Pierre, number 1, 20 wins. A bunch of 19s here. Let's find us. Barbzilla right there, 16 wins. And way down here at the bottom, 14 wins. And it's not looking good, not feeling good. This week is in the Cards, first place.
That's an impressive week.
11-5. Ooh, Pierre right there behind. 1 point on
that
tie def. Yeah, that is close. I did trash 8-8, and exact same as you, 8-8. I had a better tie def. 48.
Yeah, I actually didn't get my picks in, so I in time, so I got the Chargers on Thursday night.
Oh, rough. Even though we pick 2 days before that game.
Hey,
but I get it. It's not a priority for you.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you think you did it because we're doing this podcast. Like, oh, I did the podcast. But nope, right. Sometimes you're like, oh, wait, I did not do that.
And that is fair.
Here we are.
All right. Well, that is it for us. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Hope you're having fun watching football. I know I'm having a blast. It doesn't matter that I'm losing all my leagues. Actually, I went pretty good. I went 5 out of 6 for my fantasy leagues.
You did?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, 5 for 6. I'm in 6 fantasy leagues. I don't even like them. I don't even like fantasy anymore. I just want to watch football.
It's just a part-time job now.
Honestly, and that costs money.
Yeah, you're losing money at a job.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. You guys are fantastic. If you want, you can join us live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube. Picks are in podcast or obviously wherever you're listening. Thanks so much. We appreciate you, and we will see you next week.